Promotional consideration paid for by the Comic Corps. Welcome to Dru Manchu's Comic Book Reviews. I am Dru Manchu, and today we're going to be taking a look at Berserker Unbound, #1 from Dark Horse Comics. Let's check it out. Berserker Unbound #1 by Jeff Lemire with art by Mike Deadato Jr. is the story of a barbarian coming home from war and finding his town, his family, dead. He talks about his love of his wife and his beautiful young daughter, and we see both of them strewn about the place, blood everywhere. They've been taken out. It's clearly a trap for him, as he is then attacked by the people who obviously did this deed, and one by one he slays them all. He takes their heads, he takes their limbs, and he takes a shot with an axe to the gut. He sees more riders approaching, and instead of taking his death like a man, he crawls away and calls himself a coward as he hides in a cave. This isn't just any cave, as he falls into a magical portal and is transported to somewhere else, somewhere unfamiliar. He comes to with a transient poking him with a stick. He wakes up and he mumbles some things, and the transient realizes that he's messed up real bad, so he goes to get help. Meanwhile, the Berserker, this mongrel king, comes to and stumbles out of the woods on his own to find out that he is in modern day times. Berserker Unbound #1 was a mixed bag for me. The art is consistent all the way through, but it's very heavy on the Mike Deodato hatching style of inks. It's like digital inks, and I'm not a super fan of that. So it's okay. I mean, the violence is really well depicted. The line work itself is really good. Just the way that this book is finished is not really my cup of tea. But I think that Lemire does a really great job embodying everything that's great about stories like Conan, conveying the emotion of this warrior king, and they do a really good job together as a team, him and Deadato Jr., channeling their inner Frank Miller for some really great, brutal action scenes. Beyond that, though, this book doesn't really give you too much to sink your teeth into. It's standard barbarian tropes, and Mike Deodato's art isn't for me, I'll be honest. I think this line work is really great, but the way this is finished digitally just doesn't really work for me in a lot of ways. So yeah, this book falls flat in my opinion. You don't get to see his interaction with the modern day world, and I probably won't, because I don't see myself picking up issue #2. Other than that, it's a well produced book. It looks good. It reads just fine. It's just nothing new for me, and that's what's going to get it a 3 out of 5. Thanks for watching the video, folks. Make sure you click that like button, subscribe if you like the content, and click that notification bell, because the Comic Corps has fresh content coming at you live every weeknight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Starting on Mondays, we got Alec from White Whale Comics with Story Comic Corps. He gathers a group together, and they're going to fantasy book your story arc or go over some classic trades. No matter what they do, it's a must-see TV. On Tuesday nights, stop by and check out the Golden Guys. JD Comics and his friends will put together a great show for you, sharing their knowledge of Golden Age collections and the books that they've picked up. Some really, really great nuggets of wisdom from these guys. On Wednesday, stop by for the B Show. The Blue brand gives you the best on-the-rails new comic book day conversation that you could possibly ask for with Comic Corps Unlimited. That's every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. On Thursdays, we take it outside the issues with entertainment from the world of movies and TV, all comic book related, but not the issues themselves. Be sure to stop by and chat it up about Swamp Thing or The Boys or whatever we're watching at that point in time, gang. Get on board and be a part of the crew. And Friday nights, we take it off the rails, the Comic Corps A Show, the flagship of the network. We're going to go ahead and throw back a couple of cold ones and discuss all the nerd activity from the past week. We'll have some special guests. We'll share our hauls and our picks of the week. And we'll just mainly get silly and find out what Mark is eating. Stop by and check out Off the Rails on Friday nights. The Comic Core has something in store for everybody. Make sure you click that like button, that subscribe button, and that little notification bell to make sure you never miss when we're going live.